Get funky.
All right, welcome back to the Bizz. We're all up in it. Again, I'm your boy Daniels D Money up here in Simi Valley, Cali.
And I'm A. Ron down in San Diego.
All right, so there's a lot going on, and so with this whole quarantine, the COVID-19, and just lifestyles have changed, and we're all what is it, 5-6 weeks now that we've been quarantined.
So it's like
So
52 weeks.
it feels like it, right? So I guess my question, topic that I want to discuss tonight is we've got these protesters, right? And I'm being devil's advocate. I'm not gonna, jump on a side right quick, but we've got the protesters amidst all of this, stay at home orders because it's safer for everyone. You stay home 14 days. The idea is that if we stay apart long enough, obviously we can get this disease under control and it won't spread. So I guess my question is, what is your opinion of those people who are out there violating the stay-at-home orders? Or are they violating? Or is the stay-at-home order unconstitutional? What is it? What is your opinion on that?
I see where they're coming from. The problem is people suffer from out of sight, out of mind. Because New York isn't happening here in California at that scale, we're immune to it. It's not affecting us. I should be able to go to the movies and do whatever I want to do.
Right.
But unfortunately, people don't react until it's going to take mass death to go, oh my God, maybe we should have stayed in. And those numbers just aren't in California or the middle of the country. New York, unfortunately, sounds bad, but they're the perfect storm. Very dense, a city dependent upon public transportation for everything. We're a car state, so everybody's together but separate. I mean, it's people
Right.
are upset because the numbers don't line up.
So you said, is it going to take mass deaths? Mass deaths. You don't think 67,000 dead? Again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You don't think 67,000 deaths is mass enough? I mean, as of today, which is May 4th. May the 4th be with you, by the way. Star Wars fans and their stupid date. You don't think 67, as of today, there's 67,000 deaths in the United States, more than any other country. You don't think that's enough to warrant people going, maybe we should stay home?
I live in a small city, Vista, California. It's 110,000 people. There's 40 million people in California. When you do that math, again, it sounds bad. It needs to be 600,000 or something crazy.
All right. So until it's in your backyard, it's
yes, and you can win over each of those protesters, but it would have to involve the death of somebody close to them for them to cross to the other side of the picket line. But people are just sick of being at the house. That's it.
All right.
I'm not on the side of the protesters. I get erring on the side of caution because you don't want it in your backyard, and you can't see it if it's in your backyard.
And I get that, and I understand erring on the side of caution, and I'm totally with you on that. But one of the biggest arguments with the protesters is that they have the right. They feel that them being told to stay at home is not right. Is that against does that violate their rights? Should they be out? They feel that they have the right to go out and live their lives the way they want to.
It's the old, I have the right to get hit by this train if I want to. It's my right to step in front of the train. Who are you?
I mean, are they wrong?
It's a dumb argument when you put it that way, but no, they're not wrong. But we're supposed to create laws. It's like a homeowners association. We're supposed to create laws for the mass people, not for John, not for Jane, but for everybody. And if something like this,
you guys are acting like they're John and Jane. They're not dealing.
We live in California. Everybody's John and Jane.
True. Okay.
You know, it's instead of really thinking about like the community, they're like, screw the community.
Because
You
I
know, but
want to
if
go outside,
I want to go outside, just like the guys in Miami, it was spring break. We're going to spring break. You can't stop me.
right, right.
It's
All
my
right.
spring break.
So I hear what you're saying. You know, I guess, you know, and I don't agree. I don't disagree with the fact that it is their right to, you know, if you want to go out, it's your right. I think my big issue with the protesters is this, and I think you kind of touched on it. Yes, if you want to go out and get hit by that train, you do have that right. If you do want to go out and not stay at home, you do have that right. But I would think that because of the situation, because of those 67,000 people, and yeah, it is a minuscule number if you're going to compare it to the, what, 330 million people there are in this country, roughly, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it is a relatively small number, but if you are going to exercise your right to go out, I would hope that you at least protect yourself. I've seen some of these protests on the news. Not all of them. Some of them have masks on. They're being considerate of other people, or maybe they're just protecting themselves. Whatever the case may be. Some of them have masks on, but some of them don't, and they're not 6 feet apart. They're not observing the social distancing guidelines, being 6 feet apart, wearing masks. They're out there, doing what they did before this stuff hit, as if it's not going to affect them. So yes,
It's
you
that
have
same
right.
it's that same mentality of when you were in your 20s, 20 stupid. I'm invincible. I
Invincible.
feel good. Even if I got diagnosed with it, you got people saying, I feel great.
But it's not just
That's
20 somethings out there. I mean, watching the news, there's people of all
I can
ages out there.
people are also out there. The aspect that you didn't touch on was that people are out there because if you have a small business and you're being forced to close, you're now facing starvation. So it's kind of a survival reaction.
Right.
This state, at least this state, is what, 70% small business. And when you say you have to close, you're saying you can't make money, you can't feed your family, you're basically out of business, you have to lay everybody off. So it's a survival reaction. You're saying they can't survive.
All right.
You know,
And I don't disagree, don't get me wrong. And I don't disagree with the right for them to exercise their rights to live how they choose. I would just hope. If I were in their shoes, if I felt the way they felt, I would think it'd be a little selfish. I would feel selfish just a little if I was out there knowing that I could potentially infect someone because I'm out there running around not social distancing. And I'm not saying they're selfish. I'm just saying I think, based on who I am, I think I would feel selfish. You know what I mean?
yeah, you got people that they're selfish one day and then or 1 hour and then they're, helping people the next hour. You pick and choose when you want to be selfish or not. And, people,
Yeah, and that's all about whether it benefits you or not, right?
there you go. And, if I'm out there saying, I don't care about it's very real. But if I'm out there saying, hey, I need to reopen because I need to make money, I'm willing to risk it. My employees are willing to risk it. They have to survive too.
I'm with that.
So
I guess so. The economy we have to, I think you and I discussed this before, the economy has to restart. Someone has to say, okay, let's go. Let's get back out there.
and
So,
the governor, California specifically, who wants to be that guy to flip that switch? Because if it flares, if the COVID flares up again, and all those deaths are on your head. Because
true.
those same protesters are going to be the ones that point the finger and say, "You told us to go back to work.
Right.
50,000 people died. You told us this is your fault." But I still have the right to get hit by that train.
Right. I still have the right to step into the middle of the street. You can't stop me. I don't know. It's just interesting how no matter what the general idea is or the general consensus is, that if we all practice social distancing, stay home, or at least when you're out, wear masks and stuff, I would think that everyone would be on board with that. But just with anything else, there's always
It's
someone.
the arrogance of being American. I can do what I want.
we really do have too many freedoms.
We're too free.
We
You know,
are. That's
think
a
about
whole
this.
other
I think we
argument.
might be the only country in the world where we're so free that you don't even have to respect the flag. Or just, I mean, yes, it's illegal to desecrate the flag, but you can argue, it's my right.
Right.
All
All right.
you have the
Well,
freedom to not care about the country.
yeah.
And it's too free sometimes.
I guess so. Well, interesting conversation. You heard the buzzer, so you know we're at that 2-minute warning. Anything else you want to add about, it's my right to get hit by this Amtrak that's coming?
At this point, people are restless, and the governor announced today that he's going to start doing soft openings Friday, and that just is going to barrel or snowball into everybody opening. You open up one restaurant, they all want to open because they all want to be in business.
And it has to happen at some point. I mean, we have to kickstart the economy at some point, or it's going to fall apart. And I get that. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's a rip the Band-Aid off.
I don't want to be the guy, like you said. I don't want to be the guy that says, "All right, everyone go."
And the governor knows that. I'm like, hey, but he's the governor. You signed up for this.
Yeah, he sure did.
Literally signed up for it.
All right.
So we'll sit back and see.
All right, we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, this COVID thing isn't over, so we've got plenty of time to discuss it. It's interesting to see. It will be interesting to see what types of things develop from this point on, because they are doing all these soft openings. I mean, you see on the news, Georgia, the mayor, they don't want to open, but
there's a guy in Orange County who just opened. He told the city, "I'm opening tomorrow." Went and opened a restaurant.
So it'd be interesting to see how
he just did it.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how that works for him. But I don't know. We got time, and I'm sure we'll be back on here talking about it again. Right? But for now, and if anybody has any comments out there, make sure you put them down there in the comments. Let us know what you think about what's going on, because this is definitely something that's impacting all of us. So your comments are definitely desired. Put them down there. Please hit the like button, and subscribe.
The thumbs up button.
Give it the thumbs up, right? All right, that's all the time we have for this segment of the Bizz. People, please come back. D-Money signing off. Peace out.
Bizz.